Hi Chad, this tutorial is for you. So we're going to be using or creating the Pathfinder palette activity where we rotate the ellipse and make a flower. So this is just to get you started in using some of the tools in Illustrator and showing you some of the power that the tools actually have. The instructions in the workbook do kind of fall to bits because there's a couple of key steps that are left out, which is why I'm recording it. I haven't turned off my email or anything like that, so if notices or notifications come up, please excuse those. So let's go to our ellipse tool, and we should really be using the keyboard shortcut. So let's press L on our keyboard and just click and drag and create an ellipse. Now the first thing we want to do is we want to move the rotate point to the bottom of the actual ellipse. So let's click R on the rotate on the keyboard, and you can see that's the rotate point here. It's very faint, it's a very light cyan, and I'm just going to click at the bottom of my ellipse, and you can see now that it's moved right down to the bottom, the rotate tool. I'm going to hold down Alt on my keyboard if I have a PC, or Option on my Mac, and you can see the cursor changes to a double-headed arrow, and I'm going to click on that path and drag. Now once I've done that once, that actually becomes a transform effect, and I can use Control D or Command D on my keyboard to duplicate that transformation over and over again. So I'm going to press Control D, and you can see it actually continues to make that transformation all the way around. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an ellipse in the center of the other ellipses I've done to create the center of my flower. So I'm going to press L on my keyboard, and I'm going to hold down the Alt or Option and Shift key to click and drag, and you can see that then drags and creates a perfect proportioned ellipse from the center. And I'm going to let go of my keyboard and my mouse, so you can see I have my ellipse here at the moment. So the next thing I want to do is I want to select all of these ellipses to the outside, and to do that I'm just going to click and drag around the whole lot. Now I've also selected this ellipse in the middle, and I don't want that, so I'm going to hold down the Shift key and just click on the path of that to deselect that, and you can see that's now deselected. Now what we want to do is we want to create a compound shape with this, or a live compound shape, and a live compound shape means that we can still edit each of these individual paths. So to create a live compound shape, I'm going to go into Window, and I'm going to call up my Pathfinder, and you can see here that I can unite this. So this is actually also in the workbook, so it says to select all the ellipses, hold down the Option or Alt key on a PC, Option key Mac, Alt key Alt is a PC, and click on Unite. So I'm holding down my Alt key, and then I'm going to click on Unite, and you can see that what it's done, it's created a unified path, or a compound path. Next we're going to select both the external shape and the center ellipse, and make sure actually that the ellipse in the center is sitting on top of your flower shape. Mine is because I drew it secondary to the other flower, and I'll select the two of them, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to minus the front, so I'm going to take out or subtract that from the front, and I think it's this little option here, and I'm going to minus the front, and now that's become part of the overall shape of the flower. So if I click on the flower itself, now you can't really tell from that, but what I will do is I'll fill it. So let's fill it with a color. Oops, that's the outline. Oh, and I mustn't have selected that right, so let me just try that again. Click on that, hold down the Shift key, and then hold down the Alt, and there's my flower.